Make sure it's gonna be streaming. Okay, just got the notification that it's streaming. Or is it streaming? Okay, there it go. Popped up on that end. All right, I can hear it on my end. I just gotta make sure the people who's coming in listening and they can hear everything on their end. So yeah. If anybody in the chat room can hear me, let me know. I see Tasha Kayden Bennett, what's going on? I see Rhonda. I saw Joanna came here earlier. What's going on? What up, Dom? Yeah, somebody let me know y'all can hear me. Hey, Sarah, what's going on? Hey, lady, what's going on? One of y'all give me a mic check. Let me know y'all can hear me. All right, you can hear me perfectly. Now, let me let my guests say something. Speak, Nicole, say something so that let me make sure they can hear you.
Of course. Hi, everyone. My name is Nicole.
Okay. Did y'all hear the guest? Did y'all just hear the guest? Yeah, let me know. Did y'all hear the guest? Okay, they heard it because somebody's saying hi, Nicole, so they did hear you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us this evening. If y'all can recall, I did a story that was out of St. Louis. And what happened in St. Louis was there's a man by the name of Bobby McCulley. Bobby McCulley, to give you the straight shot of what happened, killed his wife and her children, and there was an Amber Alert put out for the 1-year-old. Am I saying that correct, Nicole? It was on his daughter was 1 year. Okay, was 1 year old. Was 1 year old. Fortunately, the 1-year-old is safe, but unfortunately, everybody else isn't. All right. And for those of you who don't know the story, I'm gonna play you a news clip right now.
Roseann
and we're gonna
was found shot to death along with her.
Oh, Jesus Christ! You gonna keep playing? Okay. And I'm gonna tell y'all the reason why we have Miss Nicole on the line with me to do this show with me. And but first of all, let's get right into this. Let y'all hear the clip. Oh, my man, Allen made it to a show. What's up, man? How you doing? Roll a mile. What's going on? What's going on? Let me take this picture down right here. I'm gonna take this down. And what I'm gonna do right now, Nicole, I'm gonna play them news clip for people who don't know the story so they can catch up. Then me and you gonna talk about what's going on, okay?
Sure.
All right, then. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the story that I'm speaking of right now.
13-year-old son, Kayden Johnson, and 6-year-old daughter, Kaylee Brooks. The homicide scene led to an Amber Alert for her 1-year-old daughter. Investigators say she was taken from her home on Lockwig Trail in North St. Louis County, just off Old Halls Ferry Road. Police say with family members. News 4 has team coverage tonight on this story, talking with those who knew the victims and detailing the timeline leading to the killings. We're going to start tonight with our Ray Preston live in Clayton. Ray?
Well, now St. Louis City Police say shortly after that Amber Alert was canceled, officers came upon McCulley in his vehicle in North St. Louis. As they were trying to apprehend him, he shot himself to death. Now, court records and social media postings indicate that McCulley was part of an abusive relationship. This afternoon, police and prosecutors gathered together to get the word out to the public, telling people to watch for signs of trouble among family and friends and encouraging those in need to seek help. Friday afternoon, a St. Louis County police car sat parked in the driveway of the family's home. One man who asked not to be identified described the area as a nice, quiet, peaceful neighborhood.
This is really sad. for the neighbors on the block that knew her and seen her kids out playing, you know. No trouble, no trouble.
Another neighbor we spoke with describes 35-year-old Bobby McCulley as standoffish and having an odd personality. McCulley and his wife, Roseann, were going through divorce proceedings. Court records show McCulley at one time had a court order of protection against him. Roseann McCulley had posted on social media about the abusive relationship.
If you have a family member that you see is inclined to this type of violence or is showing signs of anger, anger management issues, I think it's on all of us to make certain that those individuals get the help they need, or if it's escalating, even family members need to contact law enforcement about their own family members.
We're told McCulley grew up in this North County neighborhood a few miles away. A man who identified himself as McCulley's grandfather said McCulley recently got a job and was starting work as a truck driver. The county prosecutor says his office has seen an increase in domestic violence cases in the last several months, specifically during the pandemic.
If you're in a relationship and you're concerned for your safety, or you have a fear of something, you need to call the police. You need to get help. You need to go leave the house. We have advocacy center. You can call. There's a lot of resources that we have that family members can go to get assistance, support, direction.
Now, we are gathering those resources, information on the resources that are available to people, and we are putting those on our website. Of course, you can just go to KMOV.com. Reporting live in Clayton, Ray Preston, News 4.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so for those of you who don't know about the story, I just gave you the article of the story right now. And the lady we have on the phone, her name is Nicole. And the reason Nicole is on the show with me right now is because Nicole reached out to me via email and saw that I did this story. And she told me, thank you for doing the story, because she is the first cousin of the victim. Am I correct?
Correct.
All right, then. So you reached out to me during, and I asked you, could you shed some light on this story? So what can you tell me what was going on here? And I got some things that I looked up that I would like to ask you about if you know the answers to it. But if you don't know the answer to it, that's fine as well. But go ahead, what happened here? My condolences to what happened to the family.
Thank you. She was always joking. It didn't matter. She could make a joke out of anything. So, even through her bad circumstances, she always was very funny. She was always joking on Facebook. Even if you go through her post, which I know some people, the news media has gone through a lot of her postings, and I know that a lot of people had made remarks about or questioning why she was joking, even about what she was going through.
Right.
But people have to understand that that was her way of dealing with the situation. And she did file for divorce. And it was 2 days after she filed for divorce that he did what he did.
Okay, let me stop right there, because I'm under the impression that he was the one that filed divorce. So it was her that filed divorce? It was her?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. I know that the article said McCulley, but because her name is Roseann McCulley, I guess they didn't specifically say Roseann McCulley, but she was the one to officially file for divorce.
Okay. So speculation to news articles and a few things I looked up on Facebook, it was a very domestic relationship. How long was they together? And if you could tell me, when was the first time you heard that it got physical between them two?
They were together for at least 3 years.
Okay.
They were married. Honestly, I did not know that she was in an abusive relationship until she recently started posting about it. I believe that she was very secretive about it. I know my cousin as someone who is very happy and she jokes a lot. So I never knew that she was going through what she was going through. And I believe that she kept that very secret.
Okay.
Until she couldn't take it anymore, and she did finally reveal to her mom that she was going through an abusive relationship. And I know that her sister, her older sister, spoke with her dad about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I assure you, if any one of us had known, it would have been a different outcome.
And that was the next thing I was going to ask you. But before we go further, somebody who watching the show, they sent me a text and they said his lawyer actually commented on a news article saying that he filed. So do you think it's a possibility that both of them filed?
It's possible, but to my understanding, she filed first. And I know that she was very vocal about leaving him and filing for divorce, and that he was not over her. He still wanted to be with her, and he even said to her to forget about what he had done to her and to just forget about it and to return to him.
Got you. So going back to what you said previously, you said if y'all had known what was going on, it would have been a different scenario. And I wish y'all had known what was going on. So, of course, you just acknowledged it. You didn't have no acknowledgement this was going on. So nobody knew what was going on, friends or any play cousins or anybody that she would talk to?
I believe that her friend, I believe that she did seek comfort in some close friends. I believe that, I know for sure that a friend of hers did tell her to leave the house that day.
And I'm going to play that. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm going to play that because I just found that right before I got you on the show, I found that somebody was trying to tell her to get away, and apparently she must have ignored the message or something was going on, but I'm glad you brought that up. Go ahead.
Yeah, I believe that sometimes people don't think somebody will go to this extent.
Right.
And do what he and go to this extent and do what he did.
And it's funny you brought that. I don't mean to cut you out. And it's funny you brought that because that's one of the things that I talk about on my show a lot. Is I don't understand how anybody would stay in a domestic violent relationship. Man or a woman. What is it about that makes them stay? Is it scared, or is it really you just really love that person, or what is it that will make somebody want to stay?
Yeah.
And then when it gets too late, that's when you decide to leave, and it gets real too late. And you have like tragic incidents like this, so that's one of the questions I always ask, what makes people stay in domestic relationships, and that's it's sad that it came down to this. But go ahead, you finna say something. Sorry to cut you out. You finna say something.
Of course. I guess for many reasons, there are women in abusive relationships who are saving up to leave. There are all different reasons. I really can't give her a reason. But I will say that I was so surprised that she was in an abusive relationship, because I know my cousin to be a strong person. And the post that she would make about women empowerment just don't go, they just don't match with what she dealt with. I had to believe that Unfortunately, she dealt with it. That was not the first time. Unfortunately, she dealt with it for a long time. And I believe that no matter when she was going to leave him, whether it was a year ago or 2 years ago, he is a man that, or he was a man who believed that if I can't have you, nobody can. So I believe that whenever she decided to leave him, she would have been in danger.
Okay. See, if you could clear this room for me, because I had sources telling me that there was cheating involved on both parties. Do you know anything about that? Okay, you confirm or deny that?
I do not know.
Okay, gotcha. Have you ever met him personally yourself, Mr. Bobby? Have you met him personally yourself?
No.
Okay.
And I tend to be very busy with work. I do
tell
work
me
in
about
media.
it. Tell me about it.
And so I did not attend her wedding. But he was not spoken about in a high regard by the family.
Really?
No, he wasn't. So I believe that some family members thought that she could do better. And but I did not attend the wedding.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this now. After they got married, during their relationship, I mean, how often would you talk with her then? How often would y'all chit chat, or how often would you call her, or she'll call you?
Of course. So we were distant cousins.
Okay, gotcha.
We actually spoke a lot on Facebook.
Gotcha.
Yes. We kept in contact through Facebook. She was very supportive of anything that I was doing.
Nice.
I work a lot in human trafficking. I joke just like she jokes, and she was very supportive of me.
Wait. Did you say
we kept in communication through Facebook.
Hold on, I didn't mean to cut you off. Did you just say you work in human trafficking? That what you just said?
Yes.
Wow, because I've been speaking on that a lot lately, and it must be something for me to run into you, because I've been speaking on that real heavy. I've been trying to get on that subject because I didn't know how dark that rabbit hole is, and that rabbit hole is real deep and dark. So, wow, look at that, So I'm gonna have to start bringing you on with me. I'm gonna have to start bringing you on with me and hosting shows when I talk about human trafficking, because man, yeah, we're gonna definitely have to keep in touch on that, please. But go ahead.
Of course.
Go ahead.
Of course.
Go ahead.
And that's why it hits really close, not because she's my cousin, not just because of that, but it hits close to me because I witness evils in this world. And even in human trafficking, I know that boys and men are victims as well as girls and women. But I witness a lot of victimization towards girls and towards women. And so whenever I hear stories or about this, it bothers me very, very much.
I can imagine. So let me ask you this. How did you run across my video? Was you just on YouTube looking for her name one day? You saw me, because I didn't, when it got sent to me, that's one of the first sources I go to is YouTube and see who all talking about it, because, domestic violence, I think that's another subject that need to be talked about because so many people fall victim to it. I mean, there's a lot of women that do, but men fall to it too. But again, us men, we don't talk about it as much because I guess ashamed of being shunned, or they look at us as we pussy, things like that. But, I think this is the topic that needs to be speaking about. As a matter of fact, audience, how do y'all feel about me doing shows of people who survive domestic violent relationships? I think that's a good topic, but again, back to my question though, how did you run across my video? Because I didn't see many people talk about it other than news stories. So how did you run across my video?
Well, I'm glad you asked. So I had a few of my friends text me and call me.
Mm-hmm.
And I spoke to one of my friends after work.
Okay.
And he said, Nicole, I was trying to fill him in on the story.
Uh-huh.
And he immediately went into details. And
Okay.
I asked him, how do you know about that? And he said, Nicole, it's all over the news. And I said, oh my goodness.
Okay.
So when I got home, I'm a big YouTuber. I love YouTube. So, when I got home, I said, let me look it up.
Right.
And I came across 2 local St. Louis news channels.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third one I came across was you.
Amen.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you listen to the whole video, because when it's somebody who's family member,
did.
they gonna listen to the whole thing. And I think they listen to the whole thing and try to see if we gonna say something bad so y'all can pop off. But all of us ain't like that, So I'm assured you was looking for me to say something fucked up. You was, and you were gonna email me and probably cuss me out. You gonna email me and cuss me out, But here's the thing with me. A lot of times people can't help the situation they get in. Let's use Roseann for an example. Of course, I don't know her, so I don't know what was going on, because not a you I stayed with her. But let's just say that Bobby put on the suit and tie guy. He
Mm-hmm.
good, got a good behavior, man. He mild mannered, and that was something that Rosey was attracted to. That was something she was attracted to. But somewhere in their relationship, I guess that's when the real side started coming out. I'm not trying to shit on him. I'm just saying, I'm just using this for an example, because then, because a lot of relationships, it be both parties, both of them do stuff, to try to make the other jealous. And I think that is bad when you do that, because it always has an ugly turnout. It always has an ugly turnout. Whether somebody got pregnant, somebody got somebody pregnant, got a child, or the worst case scenario, one of the worst case scenarios, bringing home an STD, because everybody out cheat. That's one of the worst case scenarios. So with that being said, I try to approach a lot of stories that I do with an open mind and an open heart. I just don't come in automatically say it's somebody's fault, unless that's what the media put out there. But even then, I have to say, according to the media, this is what happened. According to the media, this is what happened. Now, again, I want you to understand, there's a source that came to me. It said there was more to this what was going on, that both of them was cheating. He was married or with somebody while he was with her. But you said you don't know nothing about this, so neither do I. I've been searching Facebook and I haven't seen anything that confirms that as of yet. But, that's what I got from an intel source, that both of them was doing some, how they call it, ratchet shit. But anyway, with stories like these, I don't go in automatically pointing the finger unless I got concrete evidence that they ain't fault. And then, it may be a change of scenery. But this story is still fresh, so I'm sure it's going to be a lot more details still come out. So, I know you're looking for something bad. I know you're looking for something bad, but I won't say nothing bad. I came with it with open mind and open heart. So go ahead. So that's why when I got the email from you, and you listen too, because most time when I just throw the email out there, just saying it out there, people don't get it unless I type it in the chat room. But apparently your ears was wide open and you heard the email. And I was at work and the email went out. You like, hey, I am Nicole. I am the first cousin of the victim. And I just want to let you know, thank you for doing this story. And that's what I asked you. Can you shed some more light on this? Would you like to come on the show? You said you would. So here we are tonight. So I thank you, dear. Go ahead. Go ahead. So you heard my whole video. What you think?
You are very correct about that.
Yeah, I knew you wait for me to say something bad, but no, hey, I ain't like that, but don't get it twisted now. If you go down my timeline, I can get raw and rough now, depending on what the situation is. And now, if it got something to do with kids and human trafficking, like you talking about, yeah, I go ham about that because I ain't cool with that at all. I ain't cool with that. Kids are innocent. Yeah, kids are innocent. They don't need to be put through that. But let's continue with the story. So, we both can confirm that there was cheating stuff going on. So you say you never met him, you never went to the wedding. I think my question I asked you was, when y'all did talk, did she ever talk about him or praise him at all, or did she even do negative talk,
Never.
Oh, wow.
I never. There was never a positive Facebook post. There was never.
So
No,
yeah, so nobody posted about each other at all.
never.
That's interesting because usually a lot of people post on Facebook about their relationship, good or bad, but mainly if something go bad.
I never saw a picture of them.
Really?
She adored those children.
I can see that.
Yeah, she posted about the children all the time. Matter of fact, her son just got a near perfect report card. She could post about the children all day long. She posted pictures of herself. She spoke about her new careers, life, women empowerment, but never about her husband.
Did it ever strike you as kind of odd? Or you just ain't never really paid attention?
You know what? Oh my goodness, I have to admit, it never did at the time. But now that this happened, yeah, it makes you think.
Okay. Cause I seen some of her pictures and stuff. Well, I seen some of her pictures and stuff, and of course I can honestly say that she was an attractive woman. So I can understand, why he was attracted to her or whatnot. Okay, my source, I think she said she kind of know her personally. She said you may not have seen, but I guess she would talk to other people about him. Probably not you, but she would talk to other people about it. She like, we got sick of them. We got sick of both of them, So, like I said, with this story, probably a lot more that was going on than what you and I both know. Probably mainly me, because I'm just sitting behind the computer. And then you also said, you was distant in business, so there's a lot of stuff that you probably had missed. But I want to read something to you, dear. I want you to tell me what you think about this, or did you see this? Hold on. I'm gonna put it on my screen so everybody can see it. She said in one of her Facebook posts. What the hell? For some reason ain't let me blow it up. Okay. This is one of her Facebook posts that I found. And this is what she said. She said, I'm going to say what I want until the day somebody beat my ass. Then I'm going to say what I want.
I know that post.
With a black guy. When you saw that, did you please tell me you called her when you saw that? Because that would bug me if I saw that. That would bug the hell out of me if I saw that.
I know when she originally posted that.
All these posts I read to you, they back in February.
Yes. Yes. I know when she originally posted that. When I'm gonna say this, when she originally posted it, you know how you just post a funny meme. But it must have come back in her memory. at this particular time, and she thought it was a good time to share it. And I know deep down in my heart, she just had to make a bad situation funny. She just had to joke about it. But honestly, when I saw it, you know, it just reminded me of the danger that she was in, the pain that she was in.
Well, let me ask you this. You said,
mm-hmm.
you said that, I guess you're trying to make something positive. I guess trying to make it funny. I guess I get that.
Yeah.
I guess I get that. As a human being, we try to hide the pain. But when you saw this, did you think it was funny?
No.
Good answer. Good answer.
I did not think it was funny, but I didn't want to judge her, and I know her, so I know that she was trying to make a bad situation better by joking, you know. I think even when she was in the hospital, she was joking. Me, I don't have that type of sense of humor.
What you said, exactly. That's why I asked you, did you think it was funny when you saw it? Did you think it was funny?
No, I didn't. But I know that she'll joke about her pain, and I knew that. But I knew that it was just, I don't want to say an act, but I knew that it was just a surface level type of joking. You know, I knew that back behind closed doors, she was taking it seriously, which is the reason why she was divorcing him.
Well, let me ask you this.
You can joke all you want to, but you're really hurting inside deeply.
Absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, if y'all can, please hit that thumbs up for your boy. Look like the notification is going out a little slow because we got more people coming in. I think y'all need to hear this story, especially if you're down there in St. Louis. You know, wow. Let me ask you this, dear. Let's see, how can I ask you this? And God dog, the question just left my mind that damn fast. Hold up now. Hold up. He just left my mind that fast. I had a good question for you. It just slipped my mind just that fast. Oh, there you go. Right back. Here you go. Do you think, even just a little, that maybe she was posting this to provoke him? Be honest.
I'm glad that you asked me that, because I feel that way about him. I saw one of his posts.
Yeah, I couldn't find his page, and they say his page locked down, and which I'm surprised her page is still up. I was able to find all this stuff, but go ahead, dear.
Oh, okay. I feel that way about him because one of his posts, please accept my apology because I can't give you word for word.
No, you fine. Go ahead. You fine.
He said, "Are you guys enjoying the show? There's more to come."
Whoa,
So
that's what he said?
that
what he said?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
So I feel that way about him, and her post, I just felt, and I thank you for asking me that, and I understand why you're asking me as well, but I feel it was a cry for help, finally. I feel that she was brave enough to put that out on Facebook. And I know that she received some negative reactions by some of her Facebook friends that felt that she should not have put that out there. But I felt that she was being brave by sharing her personal, embarrassing situation, you know, on Facebook. So that's what I'm going to say about that. I don't feel she was necessarily trying to provoke him.
Okay.
I feel that she was upset, though. I feel like she was upset and it was not going to be controlled. That's what
Okay.
I feel. I feel that
Okay.
every minute, every day, she was going to post about this situation until she felt better about it.
Because here's my thing, and I like how you answered it. I can see that point. But here's my thing. Both y'all already going through it. Y'all cussing each other out. Y'all both probably putting y'all hands on each other and this, that, and the third. So by you making posts like this, he can see that and just be like, oh, so you gonna keep on talking shit. Whereas since you want some more, I'll come back and give you some more. You know, that's the way I look at it. As by her posting it, it's provoking him because she know his anger level. So I'm just gonna keep on posting stuff to make him mad. And it could be a possibility he see these posts and, you know, he got mad enough and came back, and I'm sorry to say it like this, but he beat her ass again. All right?
I believe, this is just my opinion on it.
Go
I
ahead.
do
Go ahead.
believe
Go ahead.
that it got him more upset. And obviously, we're not dealing with a stable man. That's obvious. We're not dealing with a stable man. We're
I agree
dealing
with you.
with a very sick individual. And I believe that he was already beyond upset. And those posts triggered him.
Now you understand why I said what I
do
said to
believe
you,
that.
right? Now you understand why I said what I said to you, you know, because it, like, he looked at that. She was making these posts knowing it was going to upset him, you know, but she kept on doing it, and things just got worse and worse. Because, again, my intel just sent me some pictures of them together, and I will post these up while I'm live, and these some beautiful pictures of them together. But now they also said that before she even got married to him, he was already beating her. But then again, you said you wouldn't know that because, you know, you was kind of distant, so you wouldn't know any of that, you know. But according to
She was not his first victim.
oh yes, of course not, Yeah, I heard
Yeah,
that too. I heard
yeah.
that too. Of course not. Yes, absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about this story down here in St. Louis, and we talking about. Let me bring the picture up again. We are talking about this couple right here, Bobby McCulley III, and we speaking about Roseann and Rosey McCulley. And sadly, that everybody in this picture that you see is deceased. Even that beautiful little baby girl down there and that handsome young man right there. You know, both of them are deceased. Everybody who you see right here is deceased, and this story happened out of St. Louis. And who we have on the line with me right now is Miss Nicole, who is the first cousin to Rosey right here. And again, dear, my condolences to this. Sad. I just hate when shit come down to this. You know, I just wish. I guess it was one point of time when people got tired of each other, they did leave, but it's not like that no more. You know, I mean, people really get bent up and depressed, and it just make them go nuts. You know.
It can.
Yeah, and I'd have felt depression before. I'd have felt it once before, and I can understand the mentality of a lot of people who goes through it, you know. But I think you only get to that if you allow people to get you in that situation, you know. And that would happen with me. I allow somebody to get me in that situation, but at the same time, I thank them for letting me get in that situation because I never felt that before. So now, when I hear people talk about depression, I can't brush it off and say, "Oh, this shit ain't that bad." I was only saying it because it never happened to me. But now that I felt it, that's some serious shit. You don't want to do anything You can't think straight. You can't eat. You barely can sleep, if you can sleep at all. You know, it's a real heavy thing. And for some people, it does make you cry in a heartbeat, or you wake up crying. You just cry for no reason. And, you know, it's really a sad thing. And I don't wish that on anybody. Depression. I don't wish on nobody. So anybody who's suffering from depression, hey, man, my heart goes out to y'all, man. That shit is something serious. It's something serious, you know. So, do you suffer from it?
No, luckily I don't, but I know a few people who do, and it's not easy for them.
And it's like
it's not easy for them. I know people just say, "Oh, just forget about it." And, you know, but it's easy to say that when you don't deal with depression.
And that's what I'm saying. You know, if you never felt it before, it's easy to tell people just forget about it. But it's not that easy, because you try to forget about it. But it's like the more you think about it, the worse that it gets. Amen?
Yes, amen.
The more you think about it, the worse it gets. You know, and they say you don't really need to be talking to other people about it, because at that moment it makes you feel good to talk about it. It's therapeutic. But once you get through talking about it, you're right back at square one. You're back in your phase again.
I always tell people, but a lot of people don't do it. But I always tell people to not necessarily just talk with their friends about it. I say you need therapy. You need to seek therapy, and I don't think that is done enough. I think people just want to talk to their family and friends about it. But we have to remember that our family and friends are not professionals. We need to seek help, and we need to seek therapy.
And let me add to that, and I'm sure you agree with me with this one. A lot of family members love you getting in that state because they love to see you fail. They don't want to see you get better. They love to see you in that state. So I don't think a lot of times it is a good idea to talk to your family either, because you just don't know. Well, actually, it probably is a good idea, because I think right there you know who's for you and who's against you. You know, and a lot of times your own family members, they love to see you fall down like that. They don't give a damn. They listen to your story, act like they care, but as soon as they leave that door, they giggling their motherfucking ass off. They giggling their ass off about that shit, you know.
Yes, and friends and friends and family members too.
So, and then here's another thing too. I'm sure you agree with me about. You know, let's just say if it's a heartache thing that goes with it, you had somebody you had feelings for, and you thinking bringing somebody else in going to help you overcome that person, but really that's only a temporary fix. However long that person in your presence, let's say an hour.
I agree.
Let's say an hour. If they in your presence for an hour, that's only an hour fix. That's it. Once they leave,
I agree.
Once they leave, no matter how good they sex you up, you gonna go right back in that spot, because that person can't cover what you have developed with a person a long time, especially when you're married. Okay, so again, anybody who suffer from depression, hey, my hat's out to you, man. I know how this shit is, you know, but I said I never let a motherfucker let me get in that position again. I let somebody that I'm in love with, or if I'm married or something, I can understand that. But somebody that, you know, they're just no good in the first place, you know, hey, that's my fault. I think I was more mad at myself because I allowed somebody to get that close to me. And usually I don't let anybody get that close to me, but I was more mad at myself because I allowed somebody to get that close to me and do the shit that they did to me. But, you know, it's a learning lesson. You know, I may be 41, but I'm still learning. So, yeah, I'm glad that's something that we can agree on to talk about for a brief second. So, all right, Nicole, I got something else to Rosey. Okay, her name is Rosey. Is it QU or Rosey Quee? How y'all would call her?
Well, her name is Roseann, but everyone calls her Rosey.
Okay. But I'm looking at her, like these snapshots that I got. Her name is Rosey QU. So what did y'all? Was it Rosey Q or I don't know? You know, some these these names these days.
You know what? We just call her Rosey.
Okay, well we're gonna call her Rosey.
We call her Roseann, Rosey.
And Rosey is the name of my adopted daughter. Hey, sweetheart. I hope you're not watching me. I hope your mama let you watch me. You know, so hey, sweetheart. That's the name of my adopted daughter. Her name is Rosey. Okay, here's another thing that Rosey posted up in I want you to know if you saw this, what did you think about this when you saw this? And ladies and gentlemen, please get the thumbs up. I see y'all getting them up, and please let people hear this, because this is a conversation that need to be had, especially somebody who has been in a domestic violence relationship. We need to talk about this, okay? But on February the 23rd at 3:04 p.m., Rosey makes a post. She said, there isn't a male friend or family member of mine that will be able to hit his wife, girlfriend, baby mama, or whoever, and then seek shelter at my house, flat out. I'm not housing no woman beater, not bringing his shit from her house, not going to do it. Some of y'all morals are definitely questionable. How can you stay with friends with someone who is a repeat offender? I think that was a strong message though, but
Yes.
now do you think she was putting it out because what she was going through, or was somebody in a domestic relationship trying to come stay with her and she just stopped that shit at the door? I mean, or did you even see this post?
Oh, I did. I saw
Okay.
it.
Go ahead. What do you think about when you saw
And it
this?
was very disturbing to me, because we come from a family of good men. I
Okay.
mean, good. When I say good men, good men. They would never even raise their voice to a woman, let alone hit them, push them, abuse them, yell at them. So when I read that post, I just was it disturbed me. And I literally said to myself, please don't let him, of course, like, please don't let him back in the house. But I knew that obviously you had let him back in the house plenty of times after the abuse happened. But I was very proud of her, because she was making a statement that said, I will not let him back in the house. I will not allow a woman beater in my house. But at the same time, I have to be honest with you. I said, oh my God, but why the other times did you let him back in the house?
Thank you. I was just going to ask you that same question. You read my mind, dear. Go ahead. Go ahead. You read my mind. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It hurt me so much that I wanted, when I read that post, I said, the first time it happened, I wish you would have posted that. And that's my honest opinion. I said, because when I read that post, I said, how many times has this happened? And are you just now finished with him? And it broke my heart when I read that post, I said, he has been beating her this whole time, and she has been staying with him and allowing him back in the house. So, but I said, when I read that post, I said, thank goodness. Thank goodness you're finally making a stand, and you are not going to let him back in the house.
Okay. Somebody asked a question in the chat room, and I think this is a good question. If you can answer it, answer it. They said, was she sending that message to someone that took him in before? I think that's a good question. Could have been somebody that took him in before. I guess like when she put him out, he go stay with somebody and probably went and whooped them. And I guess she must have had wind of it, and she just posted this subliminal to that person who he went to go stay with, or would you have any knowledge of that? Or just tell me what you think about it. Do you think that what it was?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question? I'm sorry.
Okay, they said, was she sending that message to someone that took him in before?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. I believe that I'm gonna say I don't think so. I believe that this was directed definitely towards him, and this was the first time that this probably happened. And well, I should correct myself. This was the first time that this probably happened, where she put her foot down and said, you know, no more, and you're not coming back in the house. But yeah.
Okay. Two more things I want to bring to your attention. In the chat room, somebody say, you know, leaving is the most dangerous time in a domestic relationship. Keep it low key, we are leaving. That's another reason I would have thought about that. That's why I actually did earlier, you know, by her posting all of this, you know, which I think you kind of gave you kind of think it kind of went like that, you know, but you say you think it was both parties, you know, when she kept posting this stuff. Do you think it was to provoke him, you know, because I agree with that. You know, if you're in a domestic violence relationship and you know this man is crazy or this woman is crazy, why keep posting it to the public knowing they know where you are and can easily come back and do more damage? And this would be the last time you could ever post the thing on Facebook. So yeah, they say, wow, you know, so that's why I asked you that earlier. Do you think she was provoking him, knowing that she was finally, I guess, getting herself together to finally leave him, but she was making a mistake constantly posting this stuff when they weren't doing nothing but adding fuel to the fire? All right.
Yeah, and yes. You know, I know that if that were me, I would have immediately changed my locks.
Okay. Absolutely.
I would have been posting. You know, if that was me, I would not have been posting. I would have immediately changed my locks.
Mm-hmm.
I would have gone to the police. Of course, I would have filed for divorce. I just believe people handle things differently. I just have to believe that maybe she felt it was her safety. Maybe
with stuff like this, it's kind of hard to decipher because we're not them, so we don't know exactly what they're thinking.
Right.
You know, so I get how you kind of stumbling and really. I'll be stumbling too. I'll be like, I think this, I think that. Then back on support like, hey, I don't know, Chris. I don't know why she did it. You know, so now here's another thing I want to bring to your attention. I don't know if you heard. The source who brought me this story, they said actually these posts were subliminal to his mom, which I think that is that could be plausible because in a story, when I played my video, I think he did went to his mom's house, that his mom tried to hide him or take up for him. So I'm getting intel now saying that Rosey would actually, and if you read what it's saying, you could it kind of sounds like she was making it subliminal to somebody, and it might have been the mom because she knew he was already at the mom's house, you know. But so with that being said, tell me, do you still think it wasn't towards anybody, or do you think it may be towards the mom now, or do you stand your ground and say I don't think she just really just aimed at anybody, or how you said it?
I know that she did not trust his mom after a while. She did at one point.
Okay. Okay.
But towards the end, she did not trust his mom. So she chose to not allow his mom over the house as well.
Cause that was her house, right? That was her house, right? That was her house, right?
You know what? To be honest with you, I'm not sure. I know that they had their own house, and then she had her house.
Okay.
They had separate homes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But I know towards the end, she did not trust her. So she did not trust her, and then she did not want her at the house as well.
Okay, well, even that being said, then it sounds like it may be plausible that maybe Rose was sending a subliminal message to her mom, I guess, saying to his mom, you know, how can you have some man that beats a woman, which I guess in a sense I understand, but at the same time, that's his mom. I don't think he want to beat his mom unless he just a crackhead and, you know, he trying to get some money from her. He probably beat her then. But again, I mean, I don't know because I'm not him. You know, I didn't deal with Rosey, so I don't know. Only thing I can do is speculation. You the one that was closest to her. Unless somebody else come behind you and want to speak on this story, they probably know a little bit more. Because again, I'm keeping in mind that you say you was distant, so it's only some that you know, and some that you're unsure about, and some that you just don't know. And again, dear, I thank you for reaching out to me, and I appreciate you giving me your time to speak on this story because it is sad. It is sad. It is sad. So I appreciate your time. I appreciate your time. All right, so moving along. Thanks for everybody that's coming in. Hey, Rachel, my Santa Fe buddy. How you doing, boo? I keep forgetting I got your email. I could have sent you this link and had you coming to the show. Nancy, I see you in the building. Dick Trace, I see you in the building. Sarah, I see you in the building. I see my man Alan still in the building. Welcome to the show. Thank y'all so much. And, you know, we're keeping a steady number at 30. And it's going up a little bit and keep fluctuating down. So it's all good. You know, hey, y'all come and hit that like and watch it later. Hey, I'm cool with that too. And speaking of likes, get them likes up. And I think this is something that we need to speak about. So, all right, Nicole, moving along. I'm going to pull up something else. Let's see here. And I hate you couldn't get on that string, y'all, because you can see it for yourself. But I think you said you pretty much aware of all this stuff that was being posted on her Facebook. You was pretty much aware of everything. Now, here's one that bothered me right here. Nicole, she says, I'm really at this, on February 21st, I'm really at this hospital at almost 2 a.m. where they have found bruises, lumps, and abrasions in places I didn't even think about. They want an x-ray crap. The whole right side of my face and head is swollen. Oh my God. And I'm ashamed that I haven't shaved my legs in weeks and I'm tired as hell. Now, oh my God, wow. So is this something he did to her?
Yes, yes.
And I see how she came back and tried to make a joke. And see, again, I understand, you know, she trying to be in good spirit. But it's like when you do that, to me, it make you look like a sadistic freak. You know, people who just like evil. You know, I'm not saying that she's like that, but this man did all that to you. Do you turn around and say you were about your legs, man? You know, I would really be concerned about her. And, hey, Roseann, you all right?
Yeah.
This is not funny. This is not funny. You all right? This is not funny.
Yeah. And I know that she had friends that were very concerned when she posted that. And like I said, you know, if it were me, I would not be joking about it.
Thank you.
I just have to believe that, because you know what, this is not the first time that she has turned a negative story into I shouldn't say a negative story, but something negative into a joke, and I just think that's how she got through with things. I think that's just how she dealt with things.
It's tough.
Yeah,
this tough.
I would not be joking about that, and I joke a lot. You know, a lot of people know me. You know, they know I joke a lot, but no. I would not have been joking about that situation. Matter of fact, I probably wouldn't even be posting on Facebook because I would be upset and in pain.
Mm-hmm.
But I read it. Trust me, I read it, and I just said, okay, that's just how she's going to deal with the pain. She's going to joke her way through this. Yeah, I know.
You know, this will leave anybody speechless, and this is one story that I wish the lady was still alive, because I would love to talk to her and to ask her, Rosie, what was you thinking, love? Seriously, what was you trying to gain out of this? You know, because at the end of the day, even though you posting this and making the jokes out of it, dear, you are hurting, and physically, mentally,
yeah,
emotionally, spiritually. it's a time and a place for joking. But I get it. A lot of like me, you agree. A lot of people do that to try to hide the pain, but the pain's still gonna be there no matter how you laugh. And I just looked at that, and they had over like 60 some people that shared that post.
Oh, okay.
It had over some 60 some people to share that post. And that's, I don't know why anybody would share that. You know, to be honest, you know, anything, they should have been flooded her messenger like, look, you need to quit.
Yes.
You need to quit. You need to quit.
And I think, and I think that's part of a bigger issue. You know, that is a call for help. You should have read that. Why are you in the hospital? What's going on?
Thank you.
They should have
Thank
been
you.
real friends and messaged her and you know,
Nicole,
and reached out and given her help.
I don't know if I asked you this, but if I did, please forgive me, but I got to ask you again. When you saw all this, did you try to reach out to her, and did you get in contact with her? What did she say to you?
Well, we did speak with her.
Okay.
Yeah,
I know it's hard, dear. I know it's hard.
Yeah,
I know it's hard.
yeah. We did speak with her. You know, I'm gonna say this. She received a lot of calls by the family.
And she posted about that. She posted about that.
Yes, and yes, I'm gonna say this. Like, I already know that she received a lot of calls by the family, and so I already knew she had heard everything. So I wanted to be just a calming person, of coming out of love, because I know that she had already received harsh love. I'm just gonna say that she received a lot of phone calls, a lot of texts, a lot of people reaching out that, if you can imagine, you can just imagine, they probably weren't very soft with her. Let's just say that, they were very worried and concerned and upset, and, so, but I think a lot of people did, just like, a lot of people said, you need to leave, you need to do certain things, but ultimately it's just up to the decision of the person.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me ask you this. So, of course, you probably want the one that will tell her, you need to get out of this. Do you believe it's going in one ear, coming out the other? Because, some of us do that, when you try to tell us, we don't want to hear it at that time, but we know y'all telling the truth. That's why we don't want to hear it. And again, just one of those situations that y'all are telling us the truth, and we just wait too late to get busy and get on down. So, do you think it's one of those situations that she just, everything y'all tell her, she letting go in one ear and out the other, or she had the attitude like, I got this, don't worry about me, I got this?
I feel like because she already made the decision to leave, she was already in a certain mindset that she was willing to take advice and the caring and loving words from others. But so I'm going to say that she had an open ear,
Okay.
but that's because she had already made the decision. I think that, she had already made the decision. That's why she was willing to have an open ear to everybody's advice. But I feel like I feel that, whenever the family would express their opinion, and trust me, our family expresses their opinion. They definitely do. She would listen.
Okay.
Now, whether she, you know, she's still a grown woman, so, you know, whether she whether she accepted the advice or she didn't, you know, that's a different story.
Gotcha. And that's why I asked, because again, you know, a lot of us are hard-headed, and we feel like since we're grown, you can't tell us nothing, which logically that is true, but you have a moral standpoint on that as well. You got people who see what's going on, and you got more than one person who see what's going on, then something should kick in and tell you that if all these people seeing this, and I'm seeing it too, then I need to stop acting an ass and get out of this situation. Because looking at a lot of her posts, she was real sassy, what it seems. She was real sassy. And as a matter of fact...
She was a sassy woman, that's for sure.
Okay, and I'm going to tell you how sassy she was. On February the 20th, which, oh my God, I think this probably kind of brought the camel back right here, but I could be wrong. This is what she posted. She said, I'm going to have to put my little coochie in retirement. I mean, I knew it was a little something between these legs, but I definitely never thought I would get beat up. Oh, Jesus Christ. I would get beat up for not giving it to a motherfucker enough. Child, this motherfucker's bad luck. Y'all dudes really out here beating up your wife because they don't sleep with you enough, stumping them in the head with steel-toe boots on, and trying to hit them in the face with tables and shit. No, just Bobby. Oh, okay, I press charge and put him out. Oh my God. Did you see this, Nicole?
Oh, yes, I did.
Oh my God.
Yeah. My eyes got big when I read that.
You should see my face now.
I bet. I thought you were going to read something different. But yes. I don't even know what to say, actually. But yes, you know, when I read that, my eyes were extremely big. I don't know what to say. Yeah, I'm gonna, you know, I just don't know what to say with that.
Hey, you know what, dear? I'm gonna agree with you because I don't even know what the fuck to say after that.
Yeah.
And not being funny. I don't even know what to say after that. Who posts this? Who posts this? Ma'am, you getting beat. And you worried about how strong your coochie is?
I know that I received some phone calls after all of this happened about that post as well. Because I know it's very difficult for people to read that and understand how you could use those words and joke about that. Yes, I don't know what to say. That's not. When you are Facebook friends with her, a lot of stuff you are not surprised at because she said a whole lot. But I know that when that type of joking and those specific words used in combination with such a serious topic.
Oh my God.
I know that it's very shocking. And I'm sorry I don't have a better answer for you, but yeah.
With this one, Nicole, I don't blame you for not having an answer unless you called and talked to her yourself. But let me ask you this. The people who called you, did they try to call her after seeing this?
Well, so the people that called me actually do not know her. They are well aware of what happened, and they definitely saw all of the posts. And they were asking me,
oh my God,
how she could joke and use those type of words.
thank you.
And I had no answer for them, just like I don't have an answer for you, but to just give them something, I just said, you know, she's always joking. I said, even about horrible stuff. So that was the best answer I could give. But my eyes were very big when I read that. And a lot of the posts that I read, I knew that certain family members were in contact with her, and I just let it be. You know, I just said they're gonna say what needs to be said, and I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna let it be. Because they're gonna take this. They're not. They didn't find it funny. They're not joking about it. They don't have a sense of humor about it. They took it very seriously. So,
and I want you to,
like I said, when I read it, my eyes got big.
Now I want you to understand. This is why I say when you look at her post, it's sadistic. Again, I understand you trying to put a smile on the outside, but on the inside, this baby was hurting. But at the same time, it's sadistic. This is the wrong time to be posting something like this. Your pussy had nothing to do with this. Well, probably a little, you know, because we're gonna leave it at that, probably a little, but still though, you know, with the situation that she was in, this was the wrong time to do this. Nothing, your coochie does not protect you from getting your butt whooped, as you see it here that you posted up in here. It didn't protect you for that, so why would you even put this in the post? I don't.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh wow.
You know, like
Oh
I
my
said,
God.
I didn't find it. I don't find domestic abuse funny. So, although I know that she's trying to put a joke, you know, a joke on it, you know, nobody who knows her found it funny. I feel like a lot of her Facebook friends were just so used to her joking like that. But I want to say, I know that there were plenty of people who said, we understand that you joke, but we're concerned and we don't believe that, you know, you're taking this as seriously as we want. And I know that her friends did reach out to her and say that. Because although you understand that that's what she does, she jokes, but nobody found that funny. Everybody was very concerned. I think people's thoughts were, you can joke all you want to, but we are very concerned for you, and you know, we want to reach out and help you, and we want to make sure that you're safe mentally and physically and spiritually. And, you know, so I know that she had a lot of friends that did not find that funny. They didn't find it humorous at all.
And here's another thing with that, Nicole. Your children. Did she take the time to even think about her children while she was doing that? That I mean, you ain't gotta answer
yeah,
that. You ain't gotta
no.
answer this unless you just got a theory that you think. But apparently, all these posts that you post, did you sit back and think that maybe I'm still doing this? I'm only adding fuel to the fire, but I got kids I gotta look after, because her baby girl was adorable.
Yeah.
Look just
yeah.
like her, got her eyes and everything.
Yeah.
Handsome
Yeah.
son. But the little baby survived. Thank God for that. But still, it's a sad situation because the other two gone.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Oh my God.
I want to make, I definitely want, you probably already know this, but I definitely want to make it clear that the only reason why the 1-year-old survived is because that was his child.
Right, yeah, I know that. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. But I'm glad you brought that up, though. I'm glad you brought that up, though, yeah.
But I know that, they say that they had no signs that he would be this much of a danger. But I believe that he obviously showed his character. He showed that he was crazy, that he was not stable, and a lot of people were saying, as I said before, a lot of people were saying to actually leave the house and go to a safe location, just to not even stay there. And, even with her post, like I mentioned to you earlier in the show, he posted, "Is everybody enjoying the show? More is to come." To me, that's alarming. Even if you don't think he would do what he did, to me, that's alarming. And I know that people said for her to leave the house, but I think for a lot of people, even though they are getting warnings to leave the house and to go somewhere safe, they just probably never think that this man or this woman is going to go to that degree and, and do what he did and kill someone.
Okay, Nicole, before going further, my source intel says she actually knew this woman personally. She said that she used to make jokes about other domestic violence victims, and she told me how she treated her, but she fucked with a girl named Caroline, or Carolyn, however you say it, that she know. She relentless was in that girl about getting beat up and forced to prostitute by her baby daddy instead of being a decent friend. It was signs he beat her, and she kept dropping the charges. And I think I did read something about that. I could be wrong, but he was she's saying he was beating her, but she kept dropping the charges, but then still turned around and married him. And he kept beating her until this. Then they just sent me another message said the police even talked about that in the press conference, which I am going to play the press conference too. So I don't know I don't know how much time I got with you, but if not on the phone, at least you can stay in a chat room where I can play the police conference so you can hear everything too. Because again, it sounds like a lot of stuff that, again, you know of, you weren't so sure of, and you wasn't privy to it. But you was aware of a lot of stuff that was going on. So again, ladies and gentlemen, we talk about a story that's happened out in St. Louis, Bobby McCulley III. And we talk about Roseann McCulley. I forgot to call her the third, Jesus Christ. Was a married couple. Bobby McCulley killed Rosey and her 3 children, but he spared his young child, excuse me. And later on, while the police was trying to apprehend him, he turned the gun on himself and killed himself. As y'all are hearing from Nicole, which she is the first cousin of Rosey, everybody was aware that there was a lot going on between these two. It was mainly domestic violence that was going on, and it sounded like some real horrible domestic violence. It almost sounded like a boxing match and a WWE match put together. That's how bad it sounds. You know, although we know wrestling is fake, but boxing, that's real. That's real. We had people that died from boxing. So, it sounded like this man was using her. Then there's a punching bag. But now, I don't believe he did all the hitting. Sassy as she is, judge a book by his cover. I would say she got squabbles too. She probably was hitting his ass back. But of course, he might have been stronger. He got the best of her. You know, but that's just judging the book by its cover. I don't think she just sort of let the man hit her. I believe she was fighting back. And when she fought back, it probably pissed him off even more. You know how people controlling, you know, they didn't expect him to fight back. You know, once she started fighting back, and he just like, he raised her like the hook and just really beat her because she said the whole right side of her face and head was swollen. And that's sad. And this woman joking about it. And my heart hurts her hearing it, because not only I'm thinking about her safety, but your children, your precious daughter, your son. As a matter of fact, I want to know where they was when she was in the hospital. I want to know where they were. And how scared was they when all this stuff was going on? Go ahead, dear. Go ahead.
And I was going to say, and that I do not know.
What y'all be saying, child? Ooh wee. And this where she was telling people, you know, she want to thank all of y'all for y'all calls, texts, messages, comments, posts, virtual hugs, Facebook prayers, and even offers of money. Y'all the real MVPs. No matter the circumstances, I'm going to crack jokes. Like you said, she was a joker. I'm going to crack jokes.
Yeah.
I'd be miserable if I couldn't laugh, if nothing else. I'm fucking funny. And maybe I should act more like a victim. There you go. See, she knew her action was sadistic. Because you see what she said right there. Maybe I should act more like a victim. But then she goes on to say, but I don't really feel like a victim. Okay. Like, I feel pretty freaking victorious, actually. I'm here, black eye healing up nicely, and I'm still fine as fuck.
I'm going to say this. You know how we spoke about human trafficking earlier?
Yes.
One of the biggest issues that we have is to convince the victim that they are a victim.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that's the most dangerous thing you can do to yourself. Once you do realize that you're a victim, you're in a certain reality where you can make the changes and get out of that lifestyle. But I do understand that a lot of people don't want, they say, I don't want to be a victim. You know, I want to be stronger than that.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes we need to say to ourselves that I'm hurting, I'm a victim,
Mm-hmm.
and stay in reality, and realize that we've been victimized, and seek, and only that way we will be able to seek real help.
Absolutely. Absolutely. She said, I'm still fine as fuck, and I still got a place to live. My health, my wealth, my kids. Like, man, victim world. Freedom is that. Freedom is that you, player? Oh my God. This is too much. This too much, dear. It's too much. And Rick Nicole, I'm going to say this to you, dear. If I was to judge a book by cover by you, I wish you would have caught all this. And maybe she still would have been here today, considering you say you dib and dab. Oh my God, if you dib and dab in that human sex trafficking thing, you know, I wish you was here and could get through her. And maybe she would still be here today, speaking as a survivor. Not because she got good coochie, not because she fine as fuck, but somebody who could speak as a survivor. I survived this, and my kids survived it too. They still have their mother, and I went through hell. I went through hell with this man. But if you read her post and you really want to analyze it, it's like her mind was set on other things. You know, again, I understand the joke, I understand it. But you joking about stuff that don't need to be joked about. I'm pretty much sure a lot of people who've seen these posts that may have been in domestic violence, they probably took offense to all that. Because it's not funny.
I'm going to be honest with you. I know that they did.
Mm-hmm.
I know that her friends did, and I know that the people who did not know her, who are my friends, did.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't explain it. You know, my friends called me, some of my friends called me, and they said the same thing. And I just did not have an answer for them. You know, the best answer I could give was just not good enough. It was just, she jokes about she jokes about, she's a jokester and she jokes about everything. That was the best. And that was not, trust me, that was not good enough. My friends had more to say about that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I just don't, I don't know what to say. I'm sorry.
Look, dear, I understand. Trust me, I understand, you know, because I think anybody in this situation, and I've been doing this for 4 years, going on 5 years, and it's very rare, you know, the people who follow me in the chat room, it's very rare that I can do a story that I'm speechless, you know. And lately I have done several stories that I just get speechless, like, I don't know what the fuck to say. I don't. You know? And I hate I get like that because a lot of people like my commentary. That's why people send me stories, of course, and other people who do what I do, because they like my commentary. And some of them like that I cuss like a sailor, which is funny because a lot of people complain about the cussing, but then you got a lot of people like, I love your cussing. You know, it makes me laugh. You know, it makes me enjoy the podcast.
You can't
right, exactly. And it makes me enjoy the podcast more to see you get animated. But, you know, at the end of the day, people know that I'm passionate about a lot of stuff that I speak on. And then, you know, some of these stories that I do, I can speak on them because somewhere in this story I kind of dealt with a lot of this, with some of this stuff. You know, I would say more verbal abuse and emotional abuse, and somewhat little of physical abuse. You know, I kind of dealt with all of it, but I haven't dealt with none as serious as this. And again, I like what you said earlier. Men do get this too, but it's very rare that we hear these stories because we don't speak up. You know,
Very
because
true.
because of what people gonna say, we don't speak up. Versus we hear a lot of women who speak on it. Everybody gonna show him love, talk about he ain't shit, he ain't this, he ain't there. But if we were to speak up and say, okay, y'all saying I ain't shit, but do y'all know what she was doing to me? Now when y'all find out what she was doing to me, now do I get the same sentiments, or you gonna be will you be fair and call it down the middle, say, okay, both of y'all need some help? Because that's the first thing when a woman says she's beaten by a woman, first thing comes out of her mouth, the man ain't shit. And I get that. I get it. But do anybody take the time and say, okay, dear, that's your side of the story? Especially if you are close friends. I know you. You got a smart ass mouth. You like to provoke people and everything in between. So I know you. So I know you ain't don't a victim. I believe you fuck with that man and you patronized him, and that's how y'all end up fighting. But that's okay. I'm gonna ask his side too. Once I hear both of y'all side, then look, being cool with both of y'all, I could try to see what can I do to try to reconnect y'all. But we got a serious problem right here that every time y'all get into a disagreement, y'all hitting each other. And who do y'all think y'all hurting the most, especially with children around? Who you think you hurting the most? The children, because
And
they see that.
I do know a few men who are getting physically abused by their girlfriend. Now, Now, when people hear that, that may surprise some people.
Thank
but
you.
it doesn't-
Yep.
That man is very strong. I mean, he could just throw you to the ground in a second. But he doesn't want to touch you. And I know men who have kind of positioned themselves because the woman is, I mean, she is really hitting him, kicking him, you know, and they just want to be, the man just wants to be hands off. But trust me, those same men that I'm talking about, they have left the relationship. They're like, I can't take this. And although I can, you know, just literally fling her around and to stop her, I'm not going to put my hands on her. But I will protect myself, and then I will leave the relationship. But yeah, but they, you know, a lot of men, they don't come out and say that they're getting physically abused or mentally abused.
And see, Nicole, this is why I like my audience, because I got a man, my man Alan, he's over there in the UK. This is what he said. He said, people laughed at me initially until they know the truth because of social stereotyping. No one believes that men can be abused by women. So apparently he was in an abusive relationship. And I guess when he said something about it, people laughed at him, you know, until they find out the truth, until the day they find out the truth. Then I guess, you know, everybody like, oh man, you know, I didn't know all this, or I'm sorry, man, this, that, the third. I mean, you know, it's crazy, you know, so that's why maybe I do need to have a show about people who survive domestic violence relationships, you know, because again, it's not just physical. It's not just physical. Verbal abuse can be just as bad. Verbal abuse can be just as bad. Believe
Very
me.
true.
Believe me. I know. Trust me. I know. Okay, here's the last thing that I pulled up, Roseann, which I don't think this right here is a big deal. But she posts, and thank y'all for giving me up to 40 likes. If you give me up to some more, please do so, because I think this is an interesting topic. She said, so what y'all doing on this good Saturday? This on February 27th. She said, what y'all doing on this good Saturday? Anyone want to come help me move his shit at my house into a storage unit so he has no reason to come back here or continue contacting me? Okay, nothing wrong with that, you know. She trying to get him out of her life, so you know. Okay, it's not a lot of stuff, but some speakers, TV. I'm giving him the bunk beds I purchased for the kids. She said I'm giving him the bunk bed. I bought it. I don't give a fuck. As long as you get him out of my life, you know, I'm gone. I mean, if me and my 13-year-old have to do it all, we will. But help will be much appreciated. Let me know. I get off work at 12 o'clock. Now check it out. Hold on. She got 5 comments, but over 1,200 shares.
Okay. I didn't know it was that many shares. Okay.
All right. If you go back and watch the replay, kind of scan through it, because a lot of stuff when I took the screenshots, I got shares on it. This post right here got 1,200 shares, 1.2K. So if 1.2K people shared this, which I'm pretty much sure a lot of people didn't know her probably shared this, because you know, it's drama. It's drama. But for the people who did know her, did you try to reach out and help instead of sharing this?
I'm gonna say this, and I did read that post as well.
Okay.
I saw the post.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 2 things. The first thing I'm gonna say is, you know, as I told you already, you know, I deal with, you know, with human trafficking. I deal with some abusers. I deal with victims. And then also too, you know, I also have a personal life, and I try to calm the situation.
Gotcha.
I don't want to escalate it.
Gotcha.
That's very important.
Gotcha.
I don't believe in, you hear that saying like poking a bear.
Absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely.
That's what we want to avoid. You know, I do want to say this, that it's not the victim's fault that this person harmed them. But we want to be very careful and cautious about poking the bear, especially when there have been signs that they are insane and crazy.
Facts. Speak on it. Speak on it. Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
And also too, I did not realize, I saw that post, but I didn't, you're telling me something new. I didn't realize that many people shared it. And, you know, a lot of people love to watch the drama unfold. And, but they don't want to step in and do anything about it.
Thank you.
And even, I mean, they could be your associate, your friends, your coworkers. I'm going to share something with you. You know, I have a friend who was a victim of domestic violence.
Okay.
And
Nicole, keep on talking. I need to get up, run and do something real quick. But keep on talking. The audience listen to you. I need to get up, do something. Keep on talking. Keep on talking.
Sure. And I didn't know her for that long when she shared with me the abuse that she experienced by the hands of this man. But I'm not just going to sit there and soak up all of this information that she's telling me. If I don't say my thoughts and my opinions, and if I don't try to help her, I'm just as wrong as the people that just are there for the entertainment. And, I believe this one night, this man was also kooky. He was also insane. And all of a sudden he was being nice to her. And he said, come and get your items. Come and get your things. And at first I didn't say anything. But then I said, Nicole, if you don't say anything to her and something ends up happening to her, that's going to be on your heart forever. And I told her, I said, you can take my advice or not. But I said, I don't think you should go to the house and get your things tonight, because it's very suspicious that all of a sudden he's being very nice when he wouldn't let you get your things before. He made it so difficult for you. I said, please don't go tonight, because I don't know what he can be capable of. And she did not go. And, they're fine. They have a child together, and they're fine now. But that was just that was just what I thought. And I know that a lot of people, to bring it back to that post, a lot of people love the drama. They find it entertaining, but I find it very sick that you find it entertaining. That was not entertaining. And, she could fine. There was jokes in there was humor in there, but I still don't find it entertaining, because I don't find domestic abuse entertaining. And if you really want to do something, then you should have reached out.
But Nicole,
not help spread the good old humor,
You want to know why they treated it as humor? And I think you know what I'm finna say, right? They treated it as humor because she did. And they treated it like she did. And especially for people who probably don't like her, they ate it up. They enjoyed it.
Yeah.
They ate that shit up and enjoyed it. So that's another thing we have to learn about this world too. People gonna treat you how you present yourself. Amen. They're gonna fuck with you how you present yourself. So while she was going through this and making all these, fuck it, I'm just gonna say it, sadistic posts, people was looking at, okay, well, shit, since you talking like this, you getting your ass whooped, I'm gonna share this, and I'm probably gonna get high, and I'm gonna laugh at it. And then some people probably saw this, probably didn't believe it because they like you. Who would joke about being beat? Who would joke about that?
It's funny that you said that because I know that she did make a Facebook post that said, for all of you that don't believe me, and then she went on. And so there were people that did not believe her.
I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. Oh, Nicole, tell me this, dear. Now, we went through all this. And again, dear, thank you for your time. And thanks for reaching out to me. Now that you've heard all of this, and you had a chance to get to her, I mean, you really, really get to her and get through to her mind, what would you have said to her?
So, you know, I believe unless you're truly ready for help, there's nothing that anyone else can do. But, you know, I would have been very blunt with her. I mean, I would have been very direct with her. I would not have joked. Even if she never spoke to me again, I would have been very direct. And
Absolutely.
And what I believe, and this is just my thoughts. Because of what I know now, I believe that she was suffering for a long time and possibly even before the marriage. I believe that the abuse started happening before the marriage, and I would have been very direct with her to say, don't marry him. And but like I said, you know, sometimes you just can't help a person even if you want to help them so much.
Absolutely. And that's where it's said there. Thank you so much. And again, I want to say this. I have an adopted daughter. Her name is Rosey. And I remember when I was getting kind of close, first getting close to her, I would say stuff to her sometimes because I used to call her and she used to call me. And I would say stuff to her. And her response to me sometimes be a smart ass response. And I had to talk a little bit, you know, you need to watch how you talk to people when they say something to you. You know, I mean, everybody don't take that smart aleck remark well. You know, at least not me. You know, when you're a child and a grown up saying something to you, you know, these smart aleck remarks that you make, you know, that's not cool. You know, and I get it. She might not did it on purpose, but you know, that's probably, you know, how she used to just responding. Probably because the people who she been around, you know, how kids pick up different stuff. Yeah. They act one way around somebody else, but when they get around other people, you know, their actions tend to be different, and they bring that stuff back home and mix it together. You know, so when I say stuff to her, you know, you give me a smart ass remark, you know, and I don't like that because I'm being serious. You know, now we playing, that's different, but if I'm trying to tell you something real, you know, being I guess or whatever father figure, because you know me, you know, I don't respect no smart remark in return. But don't get it twisted though. She's the sweetest soul. She's the sweetest baby, and I just get adored every time I see her. You know, but I think I did kind of got to her because the last few times that we did talk, she would never give me no smart answers. You know, whenever I asked her, she would answer me. You know, now I don't know what kind of conversation her and her mama had. They probably had them joking conversations where they get smart with each other, but but you know, but you can tell her mama love her pumpkin dumpling. She love her pumpkin dumpling. You know, but she hasn't done it for the last few times I have talked to her. And, you know, that's why I don't mind doing anything for her. A lot of stuff I just do for her just to be doing it. If my mom says she's asking about something, not that the mom asking me for it, she just say, you know, this girl asking me for this, she asked me for that. Because, you know, when we kids, we toys fanatics. We get one toy, we play for it probably about a month or 2 weeks. We see something else we want that toy. You know, and she do make good grades. You know, Swedish girl. Not a bad child from what I see. You know, I'd be like, hey, fuck it. Let her have it. You know? And plus, when special days come around, you know, a lot of times she'll call me. I'll probably say Merry Christmas or Happy Birthday, you know, Happy Thanksgiving, stuff like that. You know, who wouldn't appreciate that? You know, who wouldn't appreciate that? Just not my biological child, and I'm not her biological dad, but I'm taking her under my wing as she is my daughter, and who wouldn't appreciate that? You know, so it's funny that we talking about that, because I had to talk to her about that, about giving smart remarks when people say something. We talked about a child that gave me, and I haven't worn this bracelet in a while, but she got me, I don't know, was that Christmas or my birthday? She gave me this bracelet, and I was just blown away that I got this bracelet, and it's in my room right now, and I just put that thing over every day, but I don't do it no more not because I don't like it, because I don't wear jewelry like that. You know, jewelry just don't, you know, fascinate me like that. You know, because I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. I got down there about 5 or 6 Dallas Cowboy watches. I ain't really never wore them now, probably about 5 times, because I just don't wear jewelry like that. You know, but I was very happy that she took the time to give me that bracelet, and I wore it with pride. I wore it with pride because she thought enough about me to get that bracelet. It was a lovely bracelet. Some of y'all who watch me, y'all saw, I think I put it on my YouTube channel, that little bracelet that she gave me. It was real nice. You know, and I still got it, and it's still sitting in my room right now. It's still in my room right now. Anybody reach for it, they're going to pull back a nub. Anybody reach for it now, they're going to pull back a nub, you know. So they're going to pull back a nub. But again, you know, and I saw it because you said you would have been firm with it. And at this point, that's what Rosey needed, somebody to be firm with her, because at this point, she was playing when she didn't need to be playing. And that's what made this so sadistic and made it so, I guess, somewhat shameful, because you playing. Anytime you go so far talking about your coochie at a time like this, I can't take you serious no more. I can't. Because you were about the wrong thing. You talking about, or should I say you talking about the wrong thing. And I wish you had caught her and be that stern bone for her. And not only you, everybody who loved this woman, everybody should have came down on her like the wrath of God. And just like you said, she would have got mad at y'all, stop fucking with y'all. Hey, so be it. But you need to hear it. You needed to hear it.
You know, it's funny that you say that, because I don't have a problem with when I need to help someone and be direct with them. You know, I don't have a problem if they get upset with me, or let's just say you never talk to me again. Mm-hmm. That's okay, because as long as you took my advice or thought about my advice, that's good enough for me. You know, and if that helped you, that's even and got you out of a bad situation, that's even better. Mm-hmm. But I did not have the opportunity to do that, because a lot of us didn't know that she was in an abusive relationship. Mm-hmm. She covered it. She covered it well. And like I said, she may have told, you know, a few of her friends. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm not sure, but a lot of us didn't know. A lot of family members did not know. Right. And I wish that we would have known. You know, she would joke so much on Facebook. you know, sometimes I wish that she would have stopped joking and did a serious post years ago, and we would have known and we would have reached out to her.
Absolutely. 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 Nicole, with that being said, let me see if I can find this police conference and we can listen to this together, and we can kind of end it right there. Because when I do stories like these, I like to hear the conference, because, you know, a lot of time they give out specific details of what
Yes.
they found out, you know, and I need to find it right now, so give me just a minute. Okay, let's get right there. Where is it? Oh boy, wait a minute, don't tell me I lost it. Oh, please don't tell me I lost it. Ah, here you go. Okay, I think this is it right here. Hold on, let me see. It's only a minute long. Thought a little longer than that. All right, I guess let's have a listen. What the conference said, but you would think it'd be a little longer than that. It's only a minute long, it says.
Here, I'd like to extend our most sincere and heartfelt condolences to the victims, Roseann McCulley, Kayden Johnson, and Kaylee Brooks, as well as their family. I'm aware of one of our colleagues in the legal community that has also been directly impacted with respect to these victims, and so on behalf of myself, our entire office, St. Louis County Police Department, the defense attorneys who've reached out, we also want to extend those condolences to her as well. Early this morning, our office, working with St. Louis County, the St. Louis County Police Department, issued at-large warrants on suspect Bob McCulley III for three counts of murder in the first.
That sucks. Okay. There's got to be a longer one somewhere. I don't know what was going on with this one, but there got to be a longer one somewhere. When I find that, guys, I'll probably do a part 2 and come and play that, you know. But it was the St. Louis, Real St. Louis News. I think that's where it came from. And they was doing a press conference on it. I really like to hear what they had to say. But now, me and you was talking about something earlier, and I know I downloaded that, but I got so much stuff up in here now. I gotta go search for it. I should have put it in one single folder. But let me see if I can find it. Oh, crap. Yeah, I gotta delete some of this stuff about here. There's too much stuff I got up in here. I gotta delete some of the stuff here. Let me try to go back and find it again. Y'all bear with me just a minute. Give me just a minute. Okay, I just need to see the title of it. Okay. Here we go. We talked about this earlier.
St. Louis community.
Oops. Oh, that's loud. Ooh. There's somebody now. A friend did try to tell her to leave, Nicole. They did try to tell her to leave, and we're gonna see what kind of response she got, or did she get a response at all when she's trying to tell her to leave. So let's have a listen.
Shocked and saddened tonight by a man killing the mother of his baby along with 2 of her children. Tonight, he's also dead after kidnapping his daughter. I'm Corey Stark. Sam has the night off. That 1-year-old girl is now without her parents. And tonight, only on 4, a close friend of the victim is sharing with us the final days and text of Roseann McCulley. Russell Kinsall is here. And Russell, she says the relationship was very abusive.
Yes, it was. Those who knew her well called her Rosey. A friend believes that she was the last person to speak to Rosey alive.
She had a lot of people that just loved her because she was such a sweet person.
Stephanie St. John said her close friend Rosey McCulley called her auntie, and as a nickname called Rosey her niece. She says Rosey was private about the abuse she suffered till 2 weeks ago.
He assaulted her like really badly.
Rosey McCulley posted about.
So they go into conjunction with what you said, you know, which make you plausible now that a lot of stuff she did kept sacred. And a lot of y'all just now find out about this a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Her injuries after being released from the hospital. She said he was able to stomp my chest and abdomen, so the bruising and swelling is really bad there. Her pain was so severe, she wrote that she received morphine through my IV. St. John says she encouraged her friend to take her kids and go stay somewhere safe.
I said, I need you to leave the house. I don't care where you go. I need you to get out of there.
Friends worried the next time would be even worse after Bobby McCulley posted this threat on Rosey's Facebook page.
What you said right here, everyone enjoying the show, more to come. Oh, God. You said you saw this. He was under her post saying it.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Wow. Enjoy the show. More to come. Police were seeking to arrest Bobby McCulley for the domestic violence, but didn't believe he posed an imminent threat.
We had been looking for the suspect. She stayed there at the residence with her kids. There wasn't any indications to us that he was going to go back last night.
St. John said she last talked to Rosey around 6:30, but planned to check in regularly.
And I'm calling. She didn't answer. And I sent her a text message.
Around 10:30, St. John texted, "Answer me." The response was, "Busy, I will hit you back shortly." St. John wrote, "Girl, I was about to beat these streets." But then she realized that wasn't a normal response from Rosey. She wrote, "Bobby, let my niece go." There was no response.
Oh, my God.
At the time,
Oh, wow.
he may have still been in the house after killing Rosey and her 13-year-old son and 6-year-old daughter,
That is a sick, sadistic individual
who took the life of her dear friend.
St. Louis is going to miss an extraordinary woman.
So St. John said she started to go to Rosey's house last night, but was talked out of it and now regrets not going. Corey?
So thank you. In the aftermath of the violence, Bobby McCulley's mother is facing charges tonight. Police say Michelle Clayton lied to officers in an effort to stall them from arresting her son. Police and prosecutors are making it clear tonight, don't let Rosey's death be in vain. Let this be a push to seek help or even report that someone you know is being abused.
I think it's on all of us to make certain that those individuals get the help they need, or if it's escalating, even family members need to contact law enforcement about their own family members.
News 4 wants to make sure you have the resources you need. Right now on the KMOV News app and KMOV.com, you'll find a list of ways you can find help or help someone in an abusive relationship.
Nicole, You heard that. What's your thoughts there?
Yeah.
What's your thoughts, if you got any?
Yeah. You know, when I hear they didn't think he was an imminent threat.
Exactly. That's what got me right there.
If she knew, and people knew, and it's just mind-boggling that you would hear they didn't think he was an imminent threat, because that comment that he made on Facebook was a threat to me. It sounded like a threat to me. It sounded like you had bad intentions for her. And so but obviously for her not to leave the house, I have to believe that I guess she didn't think she was in that serious of trouble. And I think that there's a lesson learned by this story. If anybody is suffering, if anybody's experiencing physical abuse, or mental abuse, but please, don't take it lightly. And change the locks on the door, and really, if you can find a family member, well, if you can find a friend, I would leave with my children and find somewhere safe. Don't take for granted. Don't take anything for granted, and be on high and just be on high alert that if he's obviously unstable, you don't know what he's capable of, and don't feel complacent. Don't feel that he's not an imminent threat and he's not going to do anything, or the worst was what he did before. You don't know. And so that would just be my advice to just don't assume what someone's capable of, and don't feel that you're safe just because that insane person is not in your presence. Because as you witnessed, you're not safe, and you're definitely in danger. And to take all the steps necessary to protect you and your children and your loved ones, and get out, and don't tell him where you're going. Don't tell him where you're at. So, like I said, after I heard that, to me, it wouldn't matter if someone, if they said he's not an imminent threat. I feel threatened, and I would pull myself out of the situation.
Thank you.
Thank you. Tell that to everybody.
Just to
pull themselves out of the situation and go somewhere safe where the abuser does not know where you're at.
And that's what got me right there, when they said they didn't feel like he was an imminent threat. And that's why I'm like, what? That's why I'm like, what? Really? Nicole, I'm going to read you this last thing there, and I'm probably going to wrap it up after this. On this news clip that I just played, I got a pause where she put on there. She says, "I'm back home from the hospital, everyone. CT showed all my organs are good, but he apparently was able to stump my chest and abdomen. So the bruising and swelling is really bad there. Some muscle damage, they think. Excuse me, I kept saying my pain was like a fire, but my blood pressure was at 160 over 115. And they said my blood pressure indicated 7 or higher, so they gave me morphine through my IV and wouldn't let me leave until it went down. So after the morphine, it went down to 140 over 83. No broken bones, just lots of bruises and swelling. They sent me home with an naproxen and Tylenols. So I'll be back. I'll be okay for sure. I got these 3s and this 380. I mean, I guess he meaning a gun. And I'm gonna make it do what it do is necessary.
Okay, I want to say something. You know, I want to say something. People have a false sense of security. You know, gun owners have a false sense of security.
Mm-hmm.
That just because you have a gun, you're going to be safe, and that's not the case.
Because you got to get to it first.
Exactly. Exactly. You have to get to it first. And also, too, when people are plotting harm against you, they are not going to tell you. So your guard is down. And I'm sure that she was not, obviously, she was not expecting that. So it's not like she's going to have her gun with her. And again, it goes back to what I said before. You have to leave the location and go somewhere safe. And that's for anybody in an abusive relationship, whether they are a man or a woman. Safety is first. And the first rule in safety is to take yourself out of the situation and go somewhere safe.
Nicole, I find it amazing you was able to do this show. And it haven't broke down not once. Unless you hid it. Because I'm telling you, my emotions are all over the place about this, and I'm hiding it well.
Well, you know, I know yesterday, my stomach was just not well, was just in knots, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I was physically ill. Yeah, and I do have some anger because, you know, I have anger for any man or any boy who abuses a woman or girl.
Mm-hmm.
And so even if I did not know the woman and I learned that she was abused, whether verbally or physically, that angers me. And just the same of when men are verbally and physically abused. So yes, I will say
My mask off.
that of course that angers me, and I was physically sick, you know, to my stomach, definitely yesterday and since I've heard, but I just have to you know, I just have to allow, we have to learn how to move on and help each other, and just take this as a lesson to help other people.
Good message, powerful message, at least in my opinion, dear. And this wasn't so bad, was it? Because you like, let me know so I don't want to get blindsided. This wasn't so bad, was it? I know you were nervous at first.
It was.
I know you was. You like, oh boy, what's gonna come with it? But anybody can tell you, I'm straightforward about what the interview is gonna be. And 9 times out of 10, the interview is gonna be strictly about the story. No outside stuff, unless you want to share the outside stuff. You can share that. But when I do these interviews, it's strictly on the story, not about your personal life, unless you was involved in it somehow. None of that. So again, like I told you, whatever you can answer, you answered it. Wherever you couldn't, you just weren't sure, so you just gave your intake on it. And I think you did a swell job there. And again, my condolences to you. I hate this happened. And I'm just gonna be honest, I hate Rosey took this thing the way she took it. I just hate she didn't take it as serious as it needed to be taken. I'm gonna say it like that. She didn't take this as serious that it needed to be taken. Even though you just got through saying you got stumped in the chest, you still cracking jokes? No, I can't do it. But she still found a way to try to hide her pain by trying to laugh through it. But hey, ain't nothing we can do about it now because she's gone. Nicole, thank you so much, dear. I did find a press conference. I think you got the YouTube link. You can come in the chat room and chat with others as I play this conference. And dear, we will talk. I'll probably text you, if not tonight, probably text you tomorrow and check up on you, see how you doing, dear.
Okay, thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Nicole. All right, guys, I'm going to end the show with the press conference. I did find the whole conference, and let's have a listen, and we're going to end the show with this. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Y'all been good tonight. Y'all got me up to 45 likes, and hopefully we can get 5 more, get 50. I know it's going to be a lot of them come after the show, but let's hit 50 before the show ends. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the news conference.
Talk to take my mask off. They're okay, and I've been vaccinated, so. Are we ready? First and foremost, all of us here would like to extend our most sincere and heartfelt condolences to the victims, Roseann McCulley, Kayden Johnson, and Kaylee Brooks, as well as their family. I'm aware of one of our colleagues in the legal community that has also been directly impacted with respect to these victims. And so on behalf of myself, our entire office, St. Louis County Police Department, the defense attorneys who've reached out, we also want to extend those condolences to her as well. Early this morning, our office, working with St. Louis County, the St. Louis County Police Department, issued at-large warrants on suspect Bob McCulley III for three counts of murder in the first degree, 3 counts of kidnapping first degree, 1 count of burglary first degree, and 7 counts of armed criminal action. Mr. McCulley is currently deceased from a self-inflicted gun wound. I think you all have the probable cause statements, and if you don't, we'll make sure to get those to you. And so, for more details on the situation, I'm going to turn it over to Lieutenant Colonel Steve Sack on behalf of the St. Louis County Police Departments, and then I'll come back with a few remarks, and then we'll take a few questions. Lieutenant Colonel.
Afternoon. So last night about 8:30, officers responded to a residence near the victim's residence for a suspicious person. They searched the area. They did not locate anybody out there at that time. About 3 hours later, they received a call for shots fired. And when they responded, they found a window broken at a residence. And that's when they located the 3 victims in the residence. The homicide detectives responded to the scene and immediately began their investigation, and were able to fairly quickly determine that Mr. McCullum was a suspect. They began a diligent search for him. They learned that their 1-year-old daughter had been taken, the child of Mr. McCullum had been taken with him, and they located that child a short time later at a residence of a family member. The child was safe and currently secure at this time. The homicide detectives worked through the night, had a lot of cooperation with some of our specialized units. The city police department assisted us. Mr. Bell's office was outstanding in their assistance with this. They were with the detectives throughout the evening, issued the at-large warrants early this morning, which helped us in our investigation. We appreciate the partnership that we have with the prosecuting attorney's office. They are always willing to step up and help us, and especially these types of cases and many others. But the cooperation that we get from them on a daily basis is certainly appreciated. So thank you, Mr. Bell, for that.
A couple things I want to say. One, I do want to acknowledge again the work of St. Louis County Police Department. We have had the opportunity, and it's always under these type of circumstances where someone has lost their life, to work with them and see firsthand at crime scenes such as last night, Christmas Day, which was another unfortunate tragedy, and to see the professionalism of individuals like Detective Adams, Detective Persich, Lieutenant Longworth, and many others, just to name a few. I do want to commend them on Sergeant John Wall. I do want to commend them on the work that they do. And the last thing I'll say is, as we've all heard the saying, it takes a village to raise a child. I think it also takes a village to protect a child, and protect families.
Facts. Facts.
Facts. Violence is seen as a problem for women or for victims, when it needs to be a problem for all of us. It's not enough just to say, if you're being harmed, to go seek services. We do want you to do that, and we keep those sources and those resources posted on our social media, on our webpage. St. Louis County does the same, but it's also important that if you have a family member that you see is inclined to this type of violence, or is showing signs of anger, anger management issues, I think it's on all of us to make certain that those individuals get the help they need, or if it's escalating, even family members need to contact law enforcement about their own family members. It cannot just be a victim-oriented solution. It has to be. We all have to be in this fight against this type of violence. So with that said, we'll.
And guys, they're going to call right there. That's the one who's on the phone with me. No, thank you, dear, for shedding some light on this story. And Jennifer, sorry about that. I'm getting your messages through Facebook. The reason I didn't bring you on, dear, because this was on a certain story. That's why I didn't bring you on, because I wanted to stick on this certain story. When I stick on certain stories like this, I just want to keep it on that. But however, though, this time I do a story about what me and you talked about. I'll be more than happy to bring you up. As a matter of fact, if you're listening now, let me know on Facebook what's your availability throughout the week. And we could try to set up something so you can come share your story there. And I do apologize, but this wasn't the time for that right now. I was solely sticking on this story. And the reason she came in because she was a kinfolk to the lady who passed away. So I apologize.
Open it up for a few questions, and again, our most sincere, heartfelt condolences to the victims.
Mr. Bell, were there any warning signs that this man was about ready to snap?
You know, on this one, not much at all. There was a complaint filed in 2017. The victim, unfortunately, not only didn't want to cooperate, but our understanding, and we have looked into that case back in 2017, was that the evidence wasn't there. And as many of you know, the laws do allow us to prosecute even if the victim doesn't cooperate. But if this office is going to do that, we got to have evidence. If there was a statement made that we can use, we have to have that evidence. In this case, there was no statement that would allow us to prosecute and move forward without the victim, and the victim signed an affidavit back in 2017 that she did not want to cooperate. But again, I just want to add on to that question. In no way are we blaming the victim here. She was victimized. I do want to give context, but this tragedy was not her fault by any stretch of the imagination. Thank you for the question. In 2000, yeah, in 2017, yes.
She hadn't done anything beyond that since.
I don't know all the details. I wasn't here, as you know, at that point in 2017. But from what I know, and I have talked to our attorneys who were on that unit, they left the case open intentionally to try and see if they could get the evidence to prosecute. But she signed an affidavit of non-prosecution, and the office did not have the evidence to move forward without her testimony.
Is there any indication of a history of domestic violence with other victims by Bobby McCulley? The police released a monthly photograph of him, and I was wondering where that came from.
There were some issues in the family with Mr. McCulley and this particular victim. Detectives had been looking for him to further an investigation. They were actually looking for him yesterday. Yesterday morning, they weren't able to locate him, and that was before all this happened.
And what was that? That she called and complained?
It was another domestic violence issue. Mr. Bell's office wasn't aware of it, that to the prosecution.
Was it involving this victim?
It was involving this victim.
So there have been stories recently about domestic violence, specifically over the last 12 months, specifically here in the town. You're all seeing that and reflecting the number of cases, etc.
You know, not only have we seen it, it's something that we predicted, you know, considering with the shutdown, people were in close quarters, and that's why we were trying to be proactive with respect to getting that information out. As many of you know, we created a domestic violence advisory commission where we work with the Domestic Violence Council to try and make sure that we're connecting individuals with the resources that they need if they ever find themselves in a situation like this. But you know, fast forwarding to a situation like this, most of what happens is upstream of law enforcement. You know, when an individual already has body armor and these types of weapons, and is inclined to do this, it's not much that law enforcement can do, and they did everything that they could. And so, again, I do want to commend them on their work, as well as our office. Myself, Teresa Bonkamp, Captain Clay Farmer, we were there last night to assist law enforcement, and you know, and it's just tragic.
Law enforcement know he had a warrant, or does he have copies?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
Does law enforcement know that the deceased suspect acted alone, or do he have any copies?
We believe we have no law.
Can we go back to you mentioned there was some sort of call that you guys were looking for him. Can you give us any more information on what that call was, who made the call?
So a neighbor had called in a suspicious person. A neighbor had called in a suspicious person report on the area EV. It's a subject that had walked between some houses. An officer responded. canvassed the area, talked with some of the neighbors. Nobody had seen the individual, they didn't know where he went. There was a vehicle there. The vehicle didn't come back to anywhere in the area. So the officer looked around, couldn't find anything, so he cleared the call. It was about 3 hours later that he got the shots fired.
Almost sounded like you were intimating that this victim had called at some point in recent days.
This was another resident from another house that called, a suspicious person called.
Okay. It wasn't a domestic violence.
No, it was a suspicious person called.
Okay.
So my understanding is the suspect was found in a person's life inside a vehicle he picked into the life.
In St. Louis City, yes.
Right. How did officers know about this? Was there any sort of pursuit? Was anyone around?
No, they had received some information that he was there in the area. And St. Louis City Police Department was assisting us in the investigation, and they went down to look, and they found the subject there.
So you already think his life maybe came on the vehicle?
Yes.
Yes.
At what time did he drop his daughter with the family members?
I don't know what time.
Was that well in advance? I mean, you knew the baby was not going to be.
It was shortly after the officers had responded to the scene the second time.
That the homicide?
Yes.
The murder scene, okay.
And he's the biological father of the baby, but not the biological father of
Correct, yes.
And I know you guys said that baby is okay, but was she harmed physically or anything like that? Or?
No. The child was taken to the hospital, examined, and released to family members.
This may be for Mr. Bell. Is there something that could have been done? I mean, I don't know if there were enough warning signs here, or what is enough in terms of warning. I know you said we all play a role, and if we see something, which almost suggests that maybe there were warning signs that family members or other people ignored. Are you aware of that in this case, or?
You know, in this case, it's tough to say that with certainty with respect to law enforcement. I think much of what was happening, again, was upstream, and I want to be clear. Upon being made aware, St. Louis County did everything that they possibly could. But again, this individual didn't have a long history, and that's why I hate to, you always want to look back and see what we could have done better. And in a case like this, and in domestic violence cases in general, this is a call to action for everyone. If you have, we all, not all, but many have family members who we've seen these kind of volatile relationships, and oftentimes it's family members and friends who see these incidents before they reach our office, and we need people to point their family members or their friends to the types of resources to get them help, or if it's already crossed that line of violence, sometimes you got to do the uncomfortable thing, which is report it to law enforcement, because maybe it might strain that relationship, but it might save someone's life too.
I'm going to give you a for instance. I don't know if you confirm this, but we ran across some stuff on social media, which now, the day after, seemed to be telling that maybe she's carrying a weapon to defend herself, and she mentioned something about going out without. I don't know if you're aware of that.
I'm not aware.
Is that anything that rings any bell?
I'm not aware of
There
social
just seems that I don't know if you have any indication that she was walking around fearful of this man prior to the discovery of the homicide.
They had been looking for him. There was an investigation going on for a domestic violence issue. They were looking for him yesterday during the day.
Okay.
And they weren't able to locate him throughout the day. So we had officers not looking for him, reference to a previous case.
Had she called?
She had not called yesterday.
No, but I mean, had she called? Who initiated the domestic
Yeah, there was.
violence?
She had called previously for another domestic violence case. Yes.
Okay.
not the same man?
Yes.
So just to be clear, what was he accused of doing that led to?
I don't know specifics of it, but it was a domestic violence.
Would you be able to, you and Mr. Bell, just for the take home, what are some of the warning signs in a relationship that it could be about to go terribly south? Maybe just two or three things that you should watch for. So you get to that point where you shouldn't call the cops and say,
Well, if you're in a relationship, I'm sure if you're in a relationship and you're concerned for your safety, or you have fear of something, you need to call the police. You need to get help. You need to go leave the house. We have advocacy center. You can call, there's a lot of resources that we have that family members can go to get assistance, support, direction. But if ever you're in fear for your safety, you need to call the police. We will certainly direct you to those resources. We will get those resources for you. We can assist with relocation if necessary. Whatever we can do, we will do to keep you safe. So, in this instance, we have been looking for the suspect. She stayed there at the residence with her kids. There wasn't any indications to us that he was going to go back last night. Unfortunately, he was there last night.
Had she threatened him verbally?
I'm sorry?
Had he threatened her verbally?
I don't know the specifics of the other domestic.
Did that call come in earlier or was it the day preceding?
That was a case from earlier in the month. Late last month. Yeah, it wasn't the yesterday case.
Do you think the person who was like the suspicious person called, do you guys think that was him?
We believe it was probably
Going through the neighborhood?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's all we have for now. We appreciate you reporting on these issues because we do want to get the word out that there are resources that people can utilize. And following up on your question, when you see someone who is, when you see obviously volatile signs, volatility with relationships, when you see someone being isolated from their, alienated and isolated from their friends and families, that's one of the cycles of abuse that we see. But there's so many things. So, there's such a long list. But we do have those resources out, and I think that's a good question. I think we'll continue to put more of those signs because I think it's important for the public to know.
He had filed from divorce for her within the week, right?
Yes, that's my understanding.
Okay.
Okay, thank you all.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the conference about the whole story. Again, thank you for everybody for joining me tonight. Thank you, Nicole, for coming up and shedding some light on this, and everybody else who was sending me information as the story went on the stream. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all have a good night. Take care of yourself and each other, and take domestic violence serious, please. I'm out.